Hello everyone, MTG Box Analysis here again with another look at March of the Machine, the Aftermath. As I'm sure you know by now, old school MTG somehow got his hands on March of the Machine Aftermath collector booster boxes well before release. So far he's opened 3 of the boxes, and I'm here to reveal the full set and go over all the statistics of what we've seen so far. So, big time spoiler alert. Before we jump in, let's review what you're going to see inside of a collector booster box and pack of March of the Machine, the Aftermath. Each box will contain 12 packs with 6 cards each, plus a double-sided foil token from the original March of the Machine set. 4 of the cards in each pack is either going to be rare or mythic, and 2 will be uncommon. 2 of the cards will be etched foils, and 1 to 4 of the cards will be traditional foils. And based on the fine print of the box, 2% of the booster packs will contain a Halo foil mythic. And here it is, the full 50 card set. 6 white, 4 blue, 5 black, 4 red, 6 green, 23 multicolor, a single artifact, and a single non-basic land. There are no commons in the set, just 15 uncommons, 25 rares, and 10 mythics. If you're interested in downloading this inventory, it is available as a Google Sheets doc in the description of the video. All 50 cards will also be featured in a showcase frame, which will be available in non-foil and foil. And all 50 cards will also be available in an etched foil treatment. 35 of the cards, 10 mythics, and 25 rares will also be available in non-foil and foil extended art frames. In the Halo foil space, there's going to be 43 cards instead of 50, which means that 7 were cut. We know that the Halo foils are numbered between 186 and 228 because we've seen the Coppercoat Vanguard and the Drannith Ruins, which are numbered 1 and 50 in the main set. The cards with numbers on the screen are accurate because either we've seen them before or they were the only card in the gap. I'm not sure yet about which 7 were cut, but here are the gaps. We're either not going to see the Spark Rupture or the Tazari Stalwart Survivor. Both are rares, so it's anyone's guess as to which one's going to be cut. Moving the green, 4 of the 5 unnumbered cards are going to be cut. Will the only mythic Nissa Resurgent Animist make it? And in the multicolored space, we have 2 pretty big gaps, and 1 card from each of those gaps is also going to be cut. So far, we've only seen 3 unique retro frame cards, 2 rares, and a single mythic. However, in 3 boxes open, if there were any uncommon retro frames, I would expect we would have seen 1 by now. So I'm ready to predict that there's only going to be 35 retro frames, all being either rare or mythic, just like extended art. This means that the set distribution is going to look like this. And based on the 36 packs so far that we've seen from old school MTG, collector booster eligibility should break down as follows. From the main 50 card standard frame set, you're only going to be able to pull the 35 rares and mythics in foil. You are going to see all 50 cards, including the uncommons, in showcase foil, as well as all 50 cards in etched foil. You'll also be able to pull the 35 extended art rares and mythics both in non-foil and traditional foil, 43 Halo foils, and the 35 retro frames in foil. Now let's take a look at all of the cards that we've seen from the 3 collector booster boxes and review the eligible versus observed. This chart shows the non-foils and specialty foils from the 3rd box opening in green, the traditional foils in orange, and the set in gray as the baseline. As you can see, so far each box has contained 24 etched foils, 7 to 8 non-foil extended art cards, and 3 to 4 Halo foils. In the traditional foil space, each box has contained 12 cards from the main set in foil, and Box 1 and Box 2 both contain 19 showcase foils, but Box 3 only contained 18. So far, we've seen 2 boxes with 4 extended art cards and 2 retro foils, and 1 box with 5 extended art cards and a single retro foil. Each box has contained exactly 24 uncommons, but has varied in the other rarities, with a range of 37 to 42 rares and 6 to 11 mythics per box. Removing all duplication, here's what the true coverage looks like of 3 collector booster boxes. In the non-foil and specialty foil spaces, we've seen 76% of the etched foils, 66% of the extended art cards, and 26% of the Halo foils. And in the traditional foil space, we've seen between 25 and 75% of the standard frame cards for the primary colors of Magic in foil. Plus, we've seen 60% of the showcase, 31% of the extended art cards, and 9% of the retro frames. Pivoting the coverage by rarity, from the main set in foil, we've now seen 22 unique rares for 88% coverage and 4 mythics for 40% coverage. In the showcase foil space, we've now seen 14 of the 15 uncommons for 93% coverage, 13 of the 25 rares for 52% coverage, and 3 mythics for 30% coverage. In the extended art category, we've seen 60% of the rares and 40% of the mythics in non-foil. And in foil, we've seen 36% of the rares and 20% of the mythics. And finally, in the etch foil space, we've seen 100% of the uncommons, 76% of the rares, and 40% of the mythics. In the halo foil space, we've seen 7 uncommons for 47%, 3 rares for 12%, and a single mythic for 10% coverage. From a duplication standpoint, there have been a lot of repeat card names, but the set only has 50 named cards and 6 different treatments. So if we're looking at true duplication, meaning name of card, card frame, and type of foiling, here's what the data shows. Box 1 saw 3 cards repeated for a box duplication rate of 4.2%. Box 2 saw 2 cards repeated for a box duplication rate of 2.8%, and the last box we saw had 1 card repeated for a box duplication rate of 1.4%. If you were to stack up all 216 cards from the 3 boxes together, we've seen 53 cards repeated for a duplication rate of 25%. Again, a big shout out and thank you to Old School MTG for sharing his box opening experience with the community. If you want to check out those box openings, I'll put links to them in the description of this video. So what do we now know? Well, we know that each box will contain 12 booster packs with 6 cards each plus a foil token for a total of 72 cards plus 12 tokens. We also know that the set will feature 50 total cards. 15 will be uncommon, 25 will be rare, and 10 will be mythics. And that the 50 cards will appear in standard frame, showcase, and etch foil. The 35 rares and mythics are going to be available in the extended art treatment, 43 of the cards from the set will be available in halo foil, and the 35 rares and mythics will also be available in retro frame. Thank you so much for watching. I want to take a moment to give a special shout out to all of the channel members. Your support helps fund this operation and allows me to create the content that you all enjoy. If you're not yet a channel member, I invite you to consider becoming one. By joining, you'll gain early access to videos and many other perks. If you're interested in supporting the channel but don't want to become a member, there are several other ways that you can show your support. Every little bit helps and allows me to continue with the channel. Thanks again for watching, and until next time, do something amazing.